Hello, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. Wow. I'll be honest with you boys, what a game. I put my hands up, I seen the lineup, thought it was shocking, thought the lineup was absolutely shocking. But at the end of the day, to get a result like that, fantastic. Perfect start to the beginning of the season. We will get into whether or not we actually made progress during the season or if anything actually changed. Because last season we also smacked Leeds. But I will say that that's our second team. That team was without Varane, Sancho, Martial, Cavani, Rashford, Matic, Donny, you know. All those players did not play today. And if they did, they came off the bench. So we'll get into it. We'll get into our match ratings. But what a start. Perfect start to the season. Just what we wanted. If you are new, subscribe, smash a like. But gentlemen, how good does it feel to be back?
That was amazing. That was exhilarating. And I know the whole Varane thing was a PR stunt, but
It was a PR stunt. If we lost, we were gonna get memed forever. But because we won, you know, PR masterclass.
Dude, it was a nice announcement. You know, it was exciting to see him. You know, and then the fans were there. The stadium was jumping. It was so amazing. And I thought exactly that after all of that. I thought if we lose this game, it's going to be a yikes. Yeah. But nah, we put 5 past these months. 5. And I saw the lineup and yeah, it was a little worrying, I guess. But I had hope because we're playing Leeds and we played this exact same team last season. And not exact same, but like similar team last season. And we battered them. And I think the exact same thing happened again, like to the T in my opinion, because I feel like Leeds were giving us a ridiculous amount of space. You know, I think it's the first goal where McTominay passed to Pogba, and I think Pogba passed to Bruno, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot what goal it was. Yeah. The amount of space McTominay had was unreal. Like, how can you do that as a team playing in the Premier League? I just don't get it, you know. And I forget who they're playing, but I guess he's not Phillips. You know, you can't do what Phillips does. But Phillips also got violated by McTominay last year, which sounds weird. Violated by McTominay. But anyway, and I just think in the first half, the Leeds went on it really. And the only reason we didn't run over them is because I think we were lacking a little bit of sharpness. But Pogba should have scored that opportunity. And in general, I feel like we should have scored more. And going forward, they were below the standard of Leeds because I feel like it was going nowhere. A lot of balls going wide, a lot from Rafinha, it will end up nowhere, they can't get behind our defense. Centrally, they couldn't break us down. And for most parts, our defense marshaled them, really. They really had nothing on the attack. Came back second half, and I felt like we were a bit lackluster when we conceded that goal to Ailing. Beautiful goal, but I felt like we slowed down. We really slowed down, and we didn't press high enough. We didn't press him high enough in that opportunity. And we paid for it, but that sparked something, because what we did after that was extraordinary. And I know it was on the counter, which we do, you know, but hey, that's how you play against this team. You know? If you want to violate Leeds, you play them on the counter. And we did what we had to do against this team. And I just thought we were really good in that sense. And what I also liked, I guess the jury's still out and we can see this will develop, but I really liked the 1-2 play around that area of Bruno and Pogba was. I thought we were moving it nicely in that sense. And yeah, I'm just really happy with this result. Way to stop the season.
Yeah.
I really think the result completely outweighs the performance of the players today. I think Ollie's gone back to just individual brilliance completely, because it's absolute Pogba masterclass and absolute Bruno masterclass. Everyone else was just average today, I feel. And no one really put in too big of a shift. And I think we can look at prime players like Shaw today, who largely went completely missing today. Scott was probably our best midfielder bar Bruno, and Fred was dreadful. James was okay at best. Pogba did absolutely nothing, got 4 assists from nothing. Just world class. It's as simple as that. It's world class. Yeah. I am pissed off only for the fact that he's done nothing and then he just did everything. I can't. Yeah. And then Aaron was just solid. It was okay. De Gea was okay. Mason was solid. It was just. It wasn't a great performance. It was a great.
It felt like nothing really changed.
Yeah, nothing changed.
Tactically,
it was complete
nothing changed.
reliance
It was still
on
long
Bruno.
ball. It was still long ball. Still McFred, except Scott had a good game, but he had a good game
Yeah.
against Leeds the first time. So
Yeah.
the jury's still yet to be out.
I feel like nothing has changed, and I agree with you. But
Yeah.
like, I remember Mark Goldbridge was saying this. I remember against Leeds last season, against Everton, they seem to be a more direct way of us moving the ball, and a bit of an improved interplay in that front part, in the front third of the pitch. But it's just a matter of if we can channel that consistently. Because I feel
genuinely
like
don't think that's down to like tactics or anything though. I think that's just familiarity with the players around you. Because when you start playing with people a lot more, you learn their tendencies. You know, Bruno's going to make that run if you're Pog, but you start feeling off of it and you start getting more and more. I don't think that's a tactic thing. I think that's genuinely
true.
just world-class players mixing well. I think that's all that is.
that's very true. But if that can get us to break down low blocks better, doesn't really matter what it is, you know? I think
But
if
I still don't think we broke down the low block at all. I thought we got lucky on counters basically with a long ball over the top. That's all we
I
did.
agree.
We didn't break down the low block.
I am grasping for straws here. And what I think, look, looking at long haul, McFred is the biggest problem. Like,
Yes.
The biggest weakness in this team.
Yes.
But, you know, I think all it proved to that he's going to play McFred. Whether we like it or not, whether we scream, he's going to play McFred. So what I want to see is now our defense seems to be on lockdown. I want to see us break down teams better. Because sometimes we go to the end of the game where it's 1-1 or it's 1-0 we concede when we could have been 5-0 up like today, you know? And if you concede at the end of the game, it doesn't matter. So if we can improve at that the final third and break down teams better, I think it's going to go a long way challenging for the title. But I hear all your points, and yeah, it's same old really. But it's still very enjoyable.
Hey, it worked. If we lost today or even drawn this game,
Yes.
woof,
Failure.
we would have been like slating him. But you know, when you're a manager and you do play McFred, you do play Dan James, and you end up winning 5-1. Yeah, fair play to him, I guess. Fair play. If long ball works for this
Fair
game,
play
it
to
works.
Bruno and Pogba. You guys
For
were
me, yes.
Fair.
Fair. Bruno, Pogba, we're gonna get into plays. I don't even think it was just Bruno and Pogba. I felt like there's a few players who impressed me today, and I think it'll only get better because that evidently, based on today's evidence, it's what all he needs. He literally needs the perfect team to get results.
Yes, he does.
Like I said, there was no Varane, there was no Rashford, and that was our B team, you know. So let's just see. But what I do like from the players, I must say, it looks like they're hungry. It does look like the players are hungry to do something special this season. And if they can keep it up, we go one game at a time. We can maybe do it. But I'm not gonna get ahead of myself.
Last season, as much as we didn't want to come back a lot in the second half, it was a bit impressive the fact that we can switch it on and score so many goals and get back in games. Yeah. And I worried a little that we might lose that. Based on today, we really haven't. And you need that as a championship winning team, you know. You will concede goals. You will go 1-1 to these. You need to be able to get back a few minutes afterwards and we score goals and move on with them. So if I look for positive, I really like that.
Yeah, I also like that as well. I enjoyed the performance today. I enjoyed the performance. Was it perfect? No. Was it the perfect starting team? No. But that should be only a good thing then, because if we can do that with our B team, imagine what we could do with our actual first team when they're all up and running. So let's see. In theory, it should only get better. But perfect start, like I said. Anyways, boys, let's get into these player ratings because I think they're gonna be it might be the highest you see this season. Who knows? It might be the highest player ratings we see this season. Starting off with David De Gea. The goal, yeah, you can't do anything about it, my boy. That goal is world class. That was a screamer of a goal. Other than that, I thought you were okay. You didn't really have to do much. I thought, you know, everything you did was basic. Passing was okay. Distribution was okay. So I'll give De Gea a 6. I think it wasn't a De Gea performance, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad. If you're gonna concede a goal, concede one like that. Other than that, you did all the basics right. So yeah, 6.
Yeah, I know. Besides Ayling's goal, he could have read a newspaper. Like, there was nothing else really. Bamford was nowhere to be seen. Rafinha was just, these balls were going nowhere.
I'm very disappointed by Leeds, actually. Like, it didn't feel right. That Leeds didn't feel right. So you know, it's because Leeds like me and they're like, you know what, we're not gonna upset Shoni this week, but next week our Europa League challenge, we start there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's weird because he didn't have much to do, but he didn't do anything. So you can't just give him a high rating on that basis. So I'll agree with your 6.
Yeah, I think he made a good few saves throughout the game, but most of them weren't too challenging, to say the least. There was nothing that was like, oh my gosh, the hair just saved us a goal. So I want to just go a little bit higher. I'll go 6.5.
6.5. Oh, there we go. Moving on, Luke Shaw. I thought, listen, Luke Shaw is one of the best left backs, if not the best left back in the world at the moment. Today, I thought he was somewhat good. I think going forward, he still showed why he was dangerous in moments. Defensively, he didn't really have to do that much. But I don't think it was a fantastic Luke Shaw performance. You know, Luke Shaw's bar is quite high now. You know, when we think a good Luke Shaw performance, we think like a proper madness. Like I said, going forward, I think he was good when he had his opportunities. Defensively, it was okay. He didn't have to do much. Got a yellow card. So I think I'll give Luke Shaw a 6. I'll give him a 6. I expect better, but yeah, I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go 6.5. I think he was solid. You know, he did what he had to do. Going forward, he would make inroads. Defensively, he played his part. You know, so I think it was above average, but nothing fantastic. So I'm gonna go 6.5.
One thing I noticed about Shaw, especially during the first half, was he left Maguire for dead. Not gonna lie, Maguire was constantly having to deal with Rafinha on the right. So I was very disappointed when I saw that multiple times throughout the game. I was just wondering, why is Maguire constantly on the winger? And then I realized Shaw's nowhere to be seen. And that's why. So I think Shaw was just way too advanced, way too early during some situations. So I'd rather give him a little bit of flack for today because I want him to come back stronger. I want him to learn from this. I want him to go, yeah, I was out of position. We should have done better. So I want to go for like a 5.5, yeah. A little bit subpar. I expect much better from him.
Should Maguire be able to deal with that?
Well, he did.
No,
to be honest.
he did. He did that. He did just fine. But the point alone is your fullback should be marking the wingers, especially in defensive situations. If your fullback's nowhere to be seen, what's the point of a fullback? You might as well be playing a back two.
I guess, but like we see, you know, like I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
but the issue then becomes, so if you pull away a centre back with a winger, then it's kind of 2-on-1 immediately on Lindelof. It's as simple as that, because Aaron's out wide already, so now there's two people on Lindelof, Bamford and Harrison, and Rafinha's got the ball here. So if Maguire doesn't make that tackle, that's a goal.
Up the whole structure, because then Maguire tries to cover for Luke Shaw, Lindelof tries to cover for Maguire then, and then Aaron Bissaka all of a sudden is tucked in, holding his hand, and then
and then he's between weird positions, and then it's very uncomfortable for the entire situation. So if Maguire does not make that tackle, he doesn't turn to Barry Maguire in that moment, and he turns to Harry, it's a goal. We literally concede in those moments. That's the issue with it.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm trying to pick at, and I'm not sure if I'm picking at something that makes sense, but will that not be a consequence of trying to play your fullbacks very high, and should someone not then cover for Shaw?
No, because there's in the incorrect situations that Shaw was too high. That was the issue. Shaw was too high. In incorrect situations. He was high during defensive situations versus offensive situations. He was just in the wrong position when we turned over the ball and we barely started moving it. We only got to make Fred, and he was already way past the winger.
The field when he doesn't need to be.
Yes, when he doesn't need to be. So he's creating unnecessary pressure in the back line.
Yeah. But anyways, speaking of Barry Maguire, Barry played today. I can't lie. Barry played today. It wasn't Harry. Harry was nowhere to be seen. Barry was properly there. Solid performance. I think he did everything right. You know, composure, passed well, defended well. Yeah, got no. The goal's not his fault. So I give Baz, not Harry. I don't want to see Harry ever again. I want to see Baz. I give Baz a 7.
To be fair to Baz or Harry,
Baz.
I think it's been this. We've seen this player for some time now.
This is Baz.
I don't think
we haven't seen Harry.
I don't think it's disaster Maguire for a very, very long. Besides the marking error, which we've said it's probably down to tactics more so. But he's been quite consistent, and it's encouraging to think that he can be this consistent. All that happened when Varane comes in. You just think that could be a really good partnership. But yeah, he did what he does, He made them tackle, winning balls in the air. He was turning into a midfielder from time to time, which he does. So yeah, no, I guess I enjoyed his performance. But could I blame him as one of the people who didn't close down Ailing? I don't know. But for the sake that we concede a goal, I'm going to give him a 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very in agreement. I think just a 6.5. I think it was above average, very consistent. and he looked solid. So I don't think there's any issue with that.
Well, fair enough. And then Victor Lindelof, probably having to prove something because now that we got Varane, you've probably seen Varane in the suit. He was like, okay, I'm in trouble. I need to start playing well for once. I need to actually play properly, and somehow, some way, prove to Ollie that I'm still the man. And he did that to an extent. Got an assist. Classic Lindelof assist. Really, that long ball works straight on the plate. So gets an assist again. No complaints from me. I give him a 7 as well.
Actually, I'd forgotten on this. I was gonna give him a 6.5 and say a solid performance, but hey,
Only
hate those long
1-0.
balls.
2?
Update,
So-
Burnley scored.
Wait, what?
Burnley scored 1-0.
Who are they playing? I forgot. I don't know.
Again?
Brighton.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm
Brighton.
just giving an update in the middle of your thing.
You better keep a clean sheet. I've got a better defend my fantasy. But anyway, yeah, I'll give him a 7 for the contribution.
Yeah, I definitely think it was solid. It was a lot more consistent. He walked out an assist. Yeah, exactly. 7. Gets a 7, I think.
There we go. Hat trick.
Move with the hat trick.
Oh, the next man. I tell you what. People who slate Aaron, who says he's not good enough, yeah, you guys can pipe down. You can pipe down. I think defensively, they didn't go down that side, and when they did, he shut them down. I think going forward with Dan James, and even when he still went forward, he did pretty well. So I got no complaints with Aaron Bissaka. Maloto is our family. Also got no complaints with Aaron Bissaka. They wanted a piece of the pie. But yeah, Aaron Bissaka for me also 7. Don't blame him for the goal. Going forward, I thought he was good. Defensively, that's Aaron Bissaka for you. No one beats him.
I thought he was solid. He was solid. Well, going forward, I think we could have seen more. And defensively solid as one Bissaka always is. Like, I have nothing more to say really. So I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Yeah, I thought he was solid. I think it's as simple as that. It was a good performance. 6.5 for me as well. Not much to that. It's beautiful.
Okay, yeah. It might get escalated a little bit with it. Yeah, it might start to get escalated from here. Pasta Fred. Yo, he's lucky he's got that goal today. That's all I can say.
Yes, very.
Genuinely, without that goal, I'm giving him like a 4.
Yes.
But because he got that goal, I'm gonna give him a 6. I thought Fred was awful today. I thought, it was just the same old Fred. The first touch wasn't really there. Defensively, Scott McTominay played really well today. I thought that was one of the shining lights there. But Fred, for me, wasn't at the party. I always preferred Fred over McTominay. But if they play like that, again, and that keeps on happening, Scott might make me change my mind, So, but yeah, the good goal, good finish, but it's on a plate. You can thank Paul Pogba for that. And just for that, I'll give you a 6.
I don't know, you guys can correct me, but I didn't see too much wrong. I thought
You just kept on giving the ball away too much. That's the thing. Like in
Yeah,
dangerous
first
areas.
touch,
Yeah.
the ball away counters very quickly. That's the issue. Yeah.
it's weird. Then my next comment was about to be that I thought he recycled the ball well. So yeah, that's a direct contradiction. But yeah, I thought he was okay. I thought he kept it moving. I thought okay, no, let me not say that. If I get slated, let me not go there. I thought he was decent, and the goal was a great contribution. I think we can never slate you to score a goal, and I feel like for scoring the goal, he deserves at least a 7.
Okay.
Take me to church.
Take me to church, 'cause I...
But Fred was dog shit all game, and then he goes and scores a goal.
Yeah, he went to
Take us
church.
to
That's the
church.
thing. He took us to church. So that's the
He
thing.
took us to church. It's fine. You can get your 6, Fred.
I can get a 6.
Shit all game, you get your goal. Have fun. Even it up.
Yeah, they before we get to Scott, they did what Ole wants, especially against a team like Leeds. They were just tenacious, and
Yeah, but he had too many errors. That's the issue. He had too many errors. I think if Leeds were on the A game, they actually capitalize on those errors and get shots on
I
target.
guess.
That's the issue.
I feel like Scott though epitomizes what Ole wants in this type of game.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the one.
Yeah, well, I'm going to speak about Scott because Scott here, he was McSauce today, can't lie. He was McSauce today. Defensively on
Determined.
point, linking up play from defense to attack on point, in the right place at the right time. Evidently what it is that I was trying to think how I always thought about Scott McTominay. And I'll be honest with you, he is as much as a passion merchant as you're going to get. Because when there's fans in the ground, and Scott McTominay is playing with those fans, clearly he feeds off it like mad. Like the fans are really something that turns up his game because when there was no fans, oh my god, we see a tragic Scott McTominay, you know. But the one with the fans is fantastic, so I'm gonna give Scott McTominay a 7.
I just think this was the game for Scott McTominay, you know, with amount of space that Leeds gives you. You know, you look up, you don't have to go past the side. There's acres of space for you to pass forward, so just pass the ball forward. And I thought it was that simple, but he did it, and you can't blame him for that. And his aggression, you know, I think his physicality, I think Ole loves that, you know. I was listening to a show, and I think it was Ole actually. I think it was in the embargoed press conference. And I feel like they were insinuating that Donny hasn't played more because he feels like he's not as physical as they say Scott. So I think Ole really loves the whole physicality thing. And I thought his closing down was really
I told
good.
you guys today when I watched the interview we did with the Little Devils, they called it. And they asked, the kids basically asked him who's the best professional at the club. He said Scott McTominay. So everyone loves Scott McTominay.
This Scott had a really good performance. I feel like in a game where there's less space and you need to be more technical, I don't think he's the man to go for. But I feel like if he can play, and we keep saying this, more free roll where he's driving with the ball, you know, where he can get it, and the situation is a bit stagnant, and you can just run into the space and make things happen. I think he'll always be your guy. So yeah, if we see more of the Scott McTominay consistently, then I want Scott McTominay to play. So I'm gonna give him a 7.5.
Yeah, I think Scott did very well defensively for us, and he's always good at driving. But Leeds very much slipped up. From the first half, they were man-marking Fred, Scott, Bruno
Yeah, I see that
perfectly.
also. I don't know why it happened. That's what I'm saying. I'm very
space.
disappointed in a Leeds sense today. Like, that didn't look
100%.
right, so... Yeah.
If I was a Leeds fan today, I'd be fuming, because the man-marking was insane. Literally, Eiling just tracked Pogba all throughout the pitch for like the first 5 minutes of the game. He did not leave his side, and then just something flipped. I don't know what it was, and then just a lot of space happened. So I don't know. Leeds very much screwed themselves. But yeah, Scott had a good performance, and yeah, a 7 for me.
Solid from Scott McTominay. Ish.
Very rare.
Yeah, boys. He's been waiting for a hat-trick, if we're honest with you. The doubts, the hate, people saying he's finished, he's a stat padder, you know, he can only take pens, he can only take set pieces. 3 open play goats from Bruno Fernandes. We all said he slowed down. I'll be honest, I'll change my prediction. He might be going for that golden boot. If he sends it like this, he's going for the golden boot. Because Bruno Fernandes showing again why he's the best player in the world. He's the best player in the world.
1-0 against Villa.
Oh my god, that's not good. But anyways, Bruno Fernandes, fantastic, flawless. If you doubted him this season, you're looking a fool. You got an agenda because he's a baller. And like I said, he's probably the best player in the world, to be honest with you, from me. So 10 out of 10 for Bruno Fernandes. Nothing changes. Nothing changes with Bruno.
Yeah, no, he's the best player in the world. Messi, who? He's only playing in the Liga. So like,
Exactly.
who gives a shit? But anyway, they can hold us all, the Bruno haters. They can hold it. Because they were saying, oh, he can't score for an open play. They were like, oh, the rules are changing in the Premier League. You won't get as many penalties, so you won't be up there. First game of the season, like, oh, scored 3 goals. You know, what are you saying? So,
more.
you know, Bruno was just insane, you know. And he's the best 10 he's the best natural 10 in the world, in my opinion. I feel like De Bruyne is a different kind of player, with a lot of different types of things. But in terms of a classic number 10, you know, I don't think it gets better than Bruno. So, yeah, I think he was phenomenal today. And I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Not having him, well, he's the best player in the world, okay? When you say this word, the best player in the world.
You call me when KDB does what Bruno and
He's the best
Pogba
player
do.
in the world, okay? Simple as that. King Bruno, 10 out of 10. Remove. Best player in the world. Best player in the world.
Man
Easy.
of the match. No, I'm give man of the match.
Oh, man, what? I didn't give him man. Yes, give him. No, what?
Okay, there you go.
Can
Man of the match.
I like, tie?
Wait,
Is
you
that
decide
no.
now. Decide
decide
right
now.
now.
Where
You
are
want to
you
give
putting
it?
your allegiance? Because my allegiance is clear.
Oh, it's hard. I'm gonna go for Bruno.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. fantastic. Bruno Fernandes he's elite. He is elite. Then we have Paul Pogba. I'll be honest, Rashford, you can hold it. You take your time. You know, rush. Don't come back anytime soon. Because this is our left wing first. We got a new left wing in town. This man, Paul Pogba. It might be his last dance. It might be his last year at United. I tell you what. If he does that week in, week out. That's why I love him. That's why I love him. Only Pogba can do what he did today. Only Pogba equals the record for most. No one cares about that Finnish player. But Paul Pogba, flawless. 4 assists. It's ridiculous. 4 assists. He should have had a goal. I think I'm sharper Paul Pogba gets that goal. But absolutely fantastic. And that's why I don't really like Rashford on the wings. Because I like these creative players. I like the tap-ins. I like the crosses into the box for chances created. And Pogba does it. He does it to such a basic and skillful level. The balls, Pogba's distribution as well. Fantastic. Rashford will never do that. You know, I know Rashford will get goals and he will still get his assists now and then. But I just love a creative winger. You know, for me, I always like creative wingers more than inside forwards. So for me, man of the match, happy days. Paul Pogba was smiling, he was feeling it, he was dancing. My man of the match, without a doubt. 10 out of 10, Paul Pogba.
You know what annoys me? You know what irks me? Is why Paul Pogba didn't play on the left wing. Like, why did it not happen? And I'm going to go there. Because I know there was question marks about it. But it had worked so many times that in a one-off game where you need to win, you play him there. And he plays in the first game of the season. So it's things like that that they don't add up. But, yeah, Paul Pogba today. When he started, I was a bit annoyed by him because, of course, he missed that, and it was probably a sharpness thing, and he was just a little lackluster. Like, defensively, he was making lax tackles. He wasn't really running that much. But then, you know, Paul Pogba's got technique in abundance. If he sees a space, he'll make the pass, and it'll be inch perfect. And he did that 4 times today. I don't know if the commentators are right, but they said he assisted 3 times the whole of last season.
Yeah.
Yes,
I like that. Yeah.
He's got 4 in one game now.
That is madness. So yeah, and I'm really happy for him. It was a tough one choosing between him and Bruno in the match. But I just feel like Bruno was more of a catalyst, which is weird because he had more goal contributions. But I feel like Bruno started the engine a bit more and got us going. So I'm gonna go for a 10, but Bruno man of the match.
I think the easy differential between the two of them is I think Bruno was fantastic throughout the game, throughout the entire 90. He did everything. He created chances left, right, and centre. He was making inch-perfect runs. He did everything perfectly. Whereas Paul Pogba, on the other hand, did absolutely jack shit and then just gets 4 assists out of thin air.
It's what world-class players do.
I am so pissed off. It doesn't make sense in my head, and I'm so pissed off. I'm just so pissed off because he contributed nothing.
James is solid. This guy's solid. At the end of the day, you gotta get something, you know?
Yes, and this one was forced this from nowhere. It's just so annoying.
The record.
How do I slate him? How do I slate him? He did nothing and then he gets 4 assists. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? He gets 4 assists, he gets a 10. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate my life.
That's a world class.
That's world class. That's what it is. That's world class.
I hate this so much.
In the past. Or Ronaldo, a bad game, you know, where it's just going nowhere. Like 80th minute.
All I'm saying, if this was unsharp, unfit, Paul Pogba, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what the best version of Paul Pogba can do. Because 4 assists is pretty mad. It's pretty mad from left wing. So yeah, and all of them on a plate. On a plate, what I liked and what I love to see. So yeah, got no complaints at Paul Pogba.
How would you guys? And I hate to take this day because I know we all want to go watch the games. But how would you guys feel if Rashford and Pogba alternated throughout the whole season for that left wing?
See,
and in the midfield,
you know, I love Rashford.
Tactical sensibility, then yes. Yeah. Like Pogba against low blocks, Rashford versus more open teams. I think that's simple as that.
Like I think Rashford against the Leeds would work. It would still work.
Yes.
Because Rashford will kill them on the counter. So. But like Rashford against Burnley, I didn't.
But no, I wouldn't do that. But I would probably do something like that if we could.
And the thing is, I wouldn't Pogba left wing. I just like him there because I always think Pogba when he doesn't have to do defensive stuff, he's insane. So that's why I love him there. the problem with Oli when he
For me,
plays
that-
Pogba in midfield is that he has to defend, which I don't like. You know,
Yeah.
he shouldn't be having to do that. That's the only reason I like Paul Pogba on left wing. He's
Why
free.
Matt
He's
Pogba
literally-
is a
exactly.
fantastic midfield three,
Even
and we don't
Donny,
play.
not even Donny is there. I don't
Obviously,
understand
yeah.
it. So yeah,
No,
Donny is
Some
literally
of
the
the weak-
solution. So
was with him defending. So, and then people who say, "Oh, he's done his best work."
He's just
in
lazy.
the midfield, but they act like on the wing he's been so much inferior. He's been basically the same. It's because Pogba can play anyway. Paul Pogba, you know.
The
So
issue is we're
I
missing
kind of
so much from the midfield when Pogba's playing out wide. That's the big issue. I would rather have put them both into
but
the
that's
team.
that's the only other thing though, because we have Donny. If we didn't have Donny,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah,
yes. But
We're
Donny
not even
is
going to
there.
put a Pogba on the wing. We have McFred in the midfield. None of us as managers are going to play McFred. Pogba has an easy slot in that midfield no matter what we do.
Yeah.
And I will let him free roam all he wants up that left channel. Go for it.
Yeah,
You just play a bit
you'll
more
have
central.
like a
That's
Pogba,
it.
you'll have like a Bruno
Go for it.
role. Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you
You're
want.
Pogba.
Yeah.
You're Paul Pogba. Go.
there's the next point I'm trying to make, and you guys are very enthusiastic about
Yes, we are.
getting what you're trying to say across, and I get that. But what I want to say is that Rashford and Pogba alternate there, and then in games where we don't need to be so physical, where we don't need to play like we played today, we play a Matic and a Donny, you know, and it be shared like that. We've seen him do that in the past, but I rather that type of inconsistency where one game is Matic and Donny, one game is Fred and Scott, than having Pogba there with Scott one game, and Pogba with Fred, and then Fred and Matic, and then Donny with who. So I don't know how you guys feel about that alternation.
I don't like it personally.
Yeah.
I don't like it, and I think Ollie's too much of a coward to do it anyways. The problem with when Rashford's back is that he will never drop Rashford, and the problem
Yeah.
with Paul Pogba is that he's Paul Pogba, so Ollie doesn't want to drop Paul Pogba. You know, you will get
I
you will
kinda
get
feel
big
like-
question marks if you drop Paul Pogba. So
Exactly.
I feel like if we do that, we'll be maximizing our squad. You know, like if Scott and Fred, there's something wrong with one of them. We've got another pair that's been playing a lot of games and replacing them, and it's consistent and it's balanced. And we get to a point where on the left wing we have two people who are class always. Like Man City, you know, it's either this guy this day, and the next game it doesn't matter. They can play the other guy and they're still as good,
unfortunately,
and maybe on the same.
unfortunately, we don't have a good manager, so that's never gonna happen.
Yeah. Some signings not
And I-
impossible, in all
Like
honesty.
Donny ain't ever sitting on the bench with any other manager, you know.
Yeah,
Just
there's
so
definitely a way to
it's-
do it.
Exactly.
And most managers just play Pogba, Donny, and
I don't
Bruno.
think. I think
and
most managers don't even care about our DM. To be honest at this point, they'll just be like Pogba, Bruno, Donny, do everything.
Yeah, Maguire and Varane now. I
Yeah,
wouldn't give a shit
Pogba
about
and
the either.
Varane. I mean, Maguire and Varane.
Yeah.
So it's curtains, you know. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But anyways,
Don't think about it, yeah. We move.
Mason Greenwood at striker, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Love Mason at striker. He's my boy. You know, Mason. That's what Mason does. You know, everyone's like, hey, he's a bit quiet preseason. You know, he didn't really. All he needs is half a chance. Pogba gave him more than half a chance. The run was amazing from Greenwood. Wonderful long ball. I was screaming past it to Bruno, and then he was like, nope, bang, bottom corner, easy as you like. The link-up play was beautiful. The drives were beautiful. I thought his creativity was beautiful. I thought, for once, it actually looked like a mature number 9 performance from Mason Greenwood, you know? So, very impressed for me. Got a goal. 8 out of 10. We don't need Haaland. We don't need Kane. We don't need
Okay, man.
any other striker. We don't need Cavani. We got Mason Greenwood.
Look, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Mason Greenwood's performance. But for a person who wants to be a proper, if that makes sense, proper number 9, he never really scores goals like that, you know? And it worries me a little. And it makes me wonder if we do someone who will be able to score the scrappy goals and stay. He can never stay in the box and be that guy who can get the
Southampton 1,
ball.
Everton 0.
That's over.
Adam Armstrong
And
scores the big goal. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm still not getting into my team yet, so.
Bloody hell. So I just wonder about him. You know, does he roam too much? But does it matter if you're going to be getting goals from the whole front three and they're all going to be roaming? So I think there's question marks there. But beside that, yeah, no, he looks sharp. Movement was great. His link up was great. And you know, when he got the ball in that situation, you just knew. Like if you could ask for anyone to be in that position, you'd ask for Mason, and he put it away. I'll agree with the 8.
Yeah, I have a similar complaint. I think genuinely he just tried to do too much, and we just left the box open without a striker. And we saw so many crosses to completely wayward with nothing in the box whatsoever. Because like Mason was a bit more reserved, and now he's late arriving into the box because he tried to do all the donkey work, try to link up play. So I don't like that part about it. I think he genuinely just tried to do too much. I think if he focused on just placing those shots in the box, being in the right position at the right time, I feel like he would have had 2-3 goals today, and we could have been cheering his name instead of Bruno's, in all honesty. But again, his work rate is phenomenal. He is a phenomenal striker of the ball, and he did a lot today. So I will agree at the 8, but I just do want to see him slow down a little bit and just take a little less responsibility. It's not
I don't think Oli wants that from him. That's the thing. I don't think Oli wants that from him. Same with like Martial if he plays striker. He's not going to tell Martial to do that. So.
Yeah, Martial's obviously more polished with it and more used to it. I think just Mason's just out of place completely. But
that's why I liked it today. Today it looked like a prime Martial, so I got no complaints.
It's funny, guys, because I feel like we potentially have a front three where they could do all that work and they're moving around, they're interchanging because they can all play in all their positions. But do we have the manager to drill a style consistently? That's the problem. So with a Cavani and 2 natural wingers, it's simple. Get into the winger, cross.
Yeah,
you know?
Yes, now Ollie's caught between 2 minds constantly, and we're just crossing to a striker that doesn't exist in the box, and then it makes no sense.
It's weird. It's a weird one. I've said I want to.
Yeah.
You just think in which style suits us. I don't know. So Ollie's a headache, really.
Yeah, we'll get to Ollie just now, but then James, put a good tackle in. Other than that, I honestly don't know what James does for us. Honestly, don't. I'm giving him a 4. I know Clay's gonna say you're solid. He made runs, whatever. For me, lackluster. Didn't create enough. Didn't do anything really that a lot. So yeah, give Dan James. You know what? I like that tackle, so I'll boost it by 1. I'll give it a 5. The tackle was worth a point. I think Maloto
here at
his
all?
camera died though.
Okay. But I'll just defend James a little bit. Because again, I don't think he did anything wrong today. I think he did his job perfectly fine. I don't see an issue with it, and he even helped out defensively a lot with a fantastic tackle. Going forward, we barely played down the right. I would still say this. So he wasn't involved for obvious reasons. I don't think there has to be any criticism because he wasn't too involved when we physically were not involving him. But yeah, and then when he was involved, he looked for simple link-up plays, and he just enabled Bruno, made some space, made some dashes every now and then. Didn't try stupid dribbles where he just gives the ball away. So I don't know. It was just a okay performance. It was solid. It was a 6.
I don't know if Maloto is here or he can hear us. Maloto, are you here? Nope. Don't think so. Okay, we'll just wait for him. No. Alright, Maloto's back. Dan James.
Dan James. I didn't think he was too bad today, I think the movement was decent, He looked better. He looked one of Daniel's better games, He looked up for it. He looked rugged. He was making them crosses, and I didn't think it was a bad game. And look, I'm not sure if Dan James is Manchester United level.
He's not.
But
Manchester
if
United
he
level.
puts in,
he's not. I can tell you that.
If he can come off the bench and have some performance like he was having today, he'll make some sort of impact. So
yeah.
I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
6.5.
Thank you.
You must be smoking, son. I can get 6, maybe max 6.5. That's ridiculous. I got my one winger got 4 assists. My other winger, I don't know what he did. So it is what it is, though. Oh yeah. I don't want to give this guy a rate. People gonna hate us. People are gonna hate us.
People are probably gonna hate
They're gonna hate us. I know people. They get mad. They get very touched when we speak about Audi. All of a sudden subscribers go down. Dislikes come in. You guys get your panties up your vaginas, but we move. Audi gonna Solskjaer. Who wants to go first?
And I'll go first. Yeah, he set them up to play Leeds, and we demolished Leeds. So I don't see where I can hammer Oli here really. And I just think it was a decent showing.
Is it down to tactics, or is it down to individual brilliance? No, answer the question. Simple. Yes or no. You don't have to defend it. Yes or no. What is your opinion?
It's weird. No, it's down
yes
to
or no. Don't even. Yes or no. I don't want to. Black and white or no. Yes or no. brilliance. Simple.
Unintelligent brilliance. It is.
Yeah.
But
No.
That's weird. But is this Oli? Maybe this is Oli, and maybe he's gonna die by the sword, or maybe
You
he'll
will
be a
die
hero.
by the sword.
Yeah, he's only in already, guys. The season's just started.
No. The thing is, as I make abundantly clear over and over again, my premise for Oli has always been results, and then he lost me because he lost the results when he lost to Villarreal. So yeah, but I'm still gonna judge the game for what it is, even though I'm Oli out. So I'm gonna give Oli a 7 today.
Yeah, I think I'll go next. Listen, the result is perfect. When you're a manager and you make decisions like playing McFred and you get a 5-1 result, you look like you're the hero, you know? You look like you got paid for what you did today, you know? You deserved your paycheck this week. However, did style of play really change? No, it didn't. We're long ball FC. Bruno still had to do magic. Pogba still had to do pieces of magic. And they there for a reason, you know? They're at United because they can do that. But overall, was there really something stylish or something like wow? I don't really think so. I think the fans being there helped a lot. I think Pogba and Bruno being on their game helped a lot. However, I'll give them the benefit of today's game because I do think, like, you know, it's first game. Let's just see. Let's see what happens when Sancho comes more regularly. You know, let's see what happens throughout the season. Substitutions awfully late again. At 3-1, those subs should have been done, dusted. Didn't make it. We waited. So the things we wanted to see from Oli, I haven't seen it yet really. The things we spoke about in that video, what you want to see from Oli this season, it hasn't happened yet. But I'm not going to take anything away from today. He played McFred, he played Dan James, he won 5-1. So I'll also give him a 7 for today.
Look, before we get to play, for me it's simple. Win the Premier League, I'll be all in. Don't win the Premier League.
That probably is that.
How you do it? I'm not interested.
Win the Premier League, win the Champions League, we all in. It's that simple. I don't care also.
Honestly, but yeah, again, nothing has changed. There's no lessons learned from off-season. It's the same United, and I'm just very disappointed. And then again, just the classic subs. I'm upset that Donny didn't come in at all. It's very annoying. That was a very frustrating one. Fred was
actually, yeah, no.
Yeah. I was the thing the Donny thing is very urgent.
Donny thing is urgent. I'm sorry, it's pressing matters.
The Donny thing is really.
Yeah. Fred was definitely the wrong choice for today. He was so unsharp, and then he just goes and takes us to church in the last minute of his final touch. It is so stupid. And somehow he dodges getting subbed off. I don't get it. McTominay is by far the better of the pivot, and he dodged getting subbed off. I don't get it. That was definitely the wrong sub. Yeah, I just don't know how you pulled that off. I don't know how you solve our attacking pivot with a defensive pivot and just leave the defensive pivot to just kind of vibe, you know? So, I don't get that. It's stupid. Donny should have come on if that was the plan, to take McTominay the entire time. I'm upset about that. I think Sancho should have gotten far more minutes because he was barely involved. He came on way too late. The game was done and
literally,
dusted.
Like, he didn't even get enough minutes today to say we can start next game. That's the shit thing.
100%. He did not get enough game time. You're like record signing since Paul Pogba did not get enough minutes. Yeah. What is wrong with you? This guy started training just a few days ago, and you didn't give him more than 30 minutes. So I don't know. That's just a big red flag, and I'm just. As much as he got the results, I'm not just the results guy. I want to see progress for the club as a whole. I want to see us move forward. I want to see some of the things that he said himself he was going to do. Try to play a bit more progressive. Try to play a bit more attacking. Try to be a bit more stylistic in a way. And then we just saw Paul Pogba masterclass. Everything he touched was an assist, and he did absolutely nothing. And then Bruno, everything he touched went into the back of the net. Honestly, the rest of the team was average. Everybody else did their job by the skin of their teeth. That shouldn't have been a 5-1 in any other team. If we put Jesse Lingard in that team, Ali's losing this game 1-0.
True. Yeah.
100%. If Bruno is out injured, we're not winning this game.
I would
if
argue even if
was
Rashford is here, we wouldn't.
If Rashford was starting ahead. 100%. If we somehow had those injuries, I know Oli is not the coach to get the best out of those players. I know Oli will lose that game instead. So I 100% know this is chalked down to individual brilliance. I think the team selection was wrong. I think the substitutes were bad. So thus, I'm giving a 5.
Only Oli can be 5 out of 5.
Yeah, no, those are good points. I'm really gonna argue with those points, really.
The Donny thing really annoys me though. It like it just shows how much he means
That's
to
my
the
name,
club.
Donny. It's that simple. He
It's
hates
literally-
Donny.
He
He hates
Donny.
Donny. How are you winning 5-1 and go? Yeah, I'm not gonna stop him.
Yeah, and he's had like a full preseason.
Exactly. He had a good preseason. He was
He's been like our
fantastic.
best player,
Yeah.
literally.
I don't understand it. Honestly, I don't
Five-
understand it. Yeah, but hey, remove, you know. It'll be nice if Donny gets a trophy, at least if he chose on the bench still. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think even the fans know. The fans when Donny got off that bus, we should have heard how they reacted.
I was done after today. I'm done.
I think
Like,
it was
I'm
done,
making
yeah.
sure that I can get out of this club before the window closes. Because, again, same thing happens. Nah, mate.
Exactly.
The only thing which, if I was Oli, I would probably do to Donny. It'd be like, wait till Paul Pogba leaves. If Pogba leaves, then you can play. But even then, if I was Donny, then I'd be like,
Trust him.
yeah, exactly.
Fine, I guess.
Exactly.
Whatever.
So whatever. So yeah, poor Donny getting violated. Because what does Fred do that Donny can't and do better than him? So
Exactly.
it's really annoying. It's really annoying.
On a side note, as much as it was a small cameo, I really liked the few touches that Jadon Sancho had.
Yes, of course.
Yes, to be on the positive, when Sancho and Tony came on, and the very few link-ups that they had,
Yeah.
it was
In
beautiful.
a weird way, I don't know if this is accurate, but he kind of reminds me of a mixture of kind of like a Rashford and a Martial, because
Yeah.
he's all the
Yeah.
skill and abundance that Rashford has, but then he has the quick feet and the dribbling ability that Tony has. So I'm excited.
He's got good passing as well. So
Mm-hmm.
the only thing I want to see, just for once, for this front three, I want to see a Rashford, Tony, and Sancho front three, and I'm sure we will this season. But I just want to see how that works, because like I said, I don't love Cavani. I like Cavani when he gets goals, but ever since Cavani came to this fucking team, it fucked up our front three proper messed up our front three. I loved our front three, and then when Cavani it's a bit older.
Fine, it's his last season. I don't care.
Yeah, it's his last season. He's got out
Good
of the
job.
bag. Even Pogba, if it's your last season, go out like that. Go. You're a hero if you go out like this. So it is what it is. But anyways, it's been a good show. United didn't ruin our week. We'll be back again. Hopefully we can get some other videos besides match reactions and match previews for us. We'll try to work out some other things, because I do feel like we do need other videos. So let us know what you guys want us to talk about as well. But I think it's been a good show. United are gonna make our week great. Top of the league. We are top of the league. So let's keep it that way. Let's hope Liverpool can maybe drop some points. Cities could maybe drop some points, and we'll take it from there. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the day. I hope you all enjoyed that Reds performance, because I certainly did. Make sure you subscribe, smash a like, and we'll see you all in the next one.